Here is the new EONON GA6151. It replaces the GA6151F, which is the unit that I previously had. You can see that on my channel. The reason why I've got this one instead of the old one is because the old one was having issues, particularly with speed. So you'd be trying to play music, you'd be trying to use your maps, but it's just it wasn't quick enough. You'd have problems with loading, it would stutter, it would lag. One particular time I was using Waze and the screen just stopped working. I could hear the audio, but the unit had to be completely reset in order to continue. That noise that you just heard, that's the dash cam. So I think it splits the files into 10-minute intervals, so it's recording right now. And you can see there, it just continuously records. Pretty handy. Whenever you turn the car on, it's recording. Yeah, so that was the reason why I've replaced the previous unit. The difference is with this one, the layout, it looks a bit different. It obviously has a newer software. It's definitely been improved. It's a lot quicker than the previous one. One of the new features is you can view the Bluetooth track that's playing. Previously, you couldn't see what track you were playing, but now you can. The only difference is that before you'd have to go to Bluetooth to play your music, whereas now, when you want to play your music, you press A2DP, but you still pair your device with Bluetooth. So it can be a bit annoying to pair your device and then have to switch app, but it does work. And the other change is in the amp. So previously you were unable to adjust your sub, but now you can set the sub levels. You've also got a loudness setting there. But yeah, that sub setting is new. So before, if you had a sub connected, you couldn't adjust the sub volume. It was just whatever options you had on your actual sub. But now that that volume control there makes a big difference. They're the two new features that EONON claim that this unit has. Other than that, one thing I've noticed is that when you start the engine, the unit doesn't turn off. Now that might seem like a normal thing, but previously, the old unit, when you started the engine from just the power being on, the unit would turn off and turn back on. So if you've been sitting waiting for someone, then you turn your engine back on, it would shut the unit off, your music would stop, then the unit would load back up and you'd have to start your music again, which was a real pain. But now it doesn't matter, the unit stays on no matter what. Very handy. Now, I did have some issues with this unit. The first one was they sent me the wrong CAN bus. So this is the CAN bus that they had sent me. It's the 1.0 version. And essentially, I wasn't able to see my miles per gallon display or adjust the time. They've since sent me the 1.01 CAN bus, and I've fitted that already. So you can now hit the mode button. You hear that horrible beep, and then you can press up or down or whatever you want, and things happen. You can change settings. It works. With the old CAN bus, just nothing happened when you held mode. So if you have one of these units and you can't adjust your settings, you need to contact EONON and they can send you a new CAN bus. They sent me one for free. Their support is pretty good. You just have to ask. Another problem I had when I received this unit is that these lights on the unit are meant to turn on and off with your car's lights. So if I turn the lights off, these lights are meant to turn off, and if I turn the lights on, you know, it's meant to follow, but it doesn't. Normally the lights would be off, but I've turned them on manually because I'd rather have them permanently on rather than permanently off. The reason why this is because the unit came with the wrong power cable. It's actually missing the illumination wire. I contacted EONON about this, and they've sent me a new one. Haven't received it yet, but when I do get it, that issue will be solved. So again, if you have that problem, you need to contact EONON. They'll sort you out with a new cable. I was going to wait until I got that cable to make this video, but it's quite a simple issue, and once I get the cable sorted, it's going to be fixed. The next thing, I've showed you the dash cam, but I also have a reverse cam. So if I pop the car into reverse, you can see it pops up there, and yeah, it's pretty handy for parking. So it's a huge step up from the original head unit, where obviously you're never going to get a reverse cam in a car like this, but now you can. It can be a bit of a pain to wire up. It is plug and play. You do just have to wire it and plug it into the back of the unit, just like with the dash cam, but it can be a bit problematic to get it wired through your car and mounted on the back. There's a bit of work involved, including splicing a couple of the cables together for the reverse cams. Not quite as simple as they lead you to believe, but it does work once you get it sorted out. So if you're planning to get one of these units, just remember that it's not going to be super simple. There is going to be some work involved, so I wouldn't recommend buying this if you don't have any knowledge, or if you don't have a friend with some knowledge, because you're going to need some help if you don't know. You know, if you've never done something like this before, installed one of these units, especially with a reverse cam, I'd suggest getting a friend to help. Once you get it all installed, it works quite well compared to the old one. It's a lot quicker. I use Spotify a lot. I already had it open. It takes a bit longer to open normally, but once it's running, it's very fast, it's very fluent, and it works just how you'd expect it to work. I've got the Play Store, of course, which means you can install pretty much any app you want. As it's Android, it will take anything, so you can put whatever you want on here, really. My account, I have a 4G dongle just in here, so that connects directly to the back of the unit, and I've got 4G with Virgin Media. It's £4 a month. That gets me 1 gig of data for this thing, which is plenty enough to stream a bit of music and use maps. And when I'm out and about, I use Waze. It seems to be the best GPS app for free that I've found. It's very up to date. It tells you all about road closures, it tells you about road works, tells you about crashes up ahead. The actual interface works well. Not seen this before. End user license agreement, okay. Maybe it's updated. Yeah, so once it's come up, here you go. You can navigate, you can go around. It works really well. You can choose what voice you want. It's really, really handy. For free, it's really good. I mean, you can use Google Maps, you can use whatever mapping app you want, and it will work on this. But I definitely recommend Waze for free. It works so well. That's the default home screen. You can open up the radio by pressing the FM there. You've got the time. What else have we got? You get the few apps that come built in with the car that you probably won't use, so I've shoved them all in here and hidden them away. APK installer, so you can install your own files, you can put your own custom Android apps on there. Some more apps that I don't really use. There's things like control settings that come with the car, with the head unit. They don't do anything. You can press these buttons all you like, nothing will happen. I'm not sure why it's included. There's another one on here, like wheel key, sturdy. Doesn't actually do anything. It tells you to press steering wheel buttons, but when you do, it doesn't detect them, so you can press as many buttons as you want and nothing happens. Get out of that. You've got 2 SD card slots at the top. I've got one for my dash cam recording up there. Your buttons on the side. Navi, I've got that to bring up Waze. Band changes your radio station. This knob here also changes your radio station. You've got a DVD player up there. That's about it. If you're looking to get one of these, I do recommend them, but just remember that you might have some problems along the way, and if you do, you definitely need to contact EONON. They will help you, but don't expect it to be a super easy install. You have to do some research. You have to read up about these things, check out the diagram layout. Also, the fit isn't completely flush. Don't know if you can see. Well, you can't really see, but it's not as flush as the original head unit. You can push it in as much as you want. It just doesn't. There's nothing blocking it. It just doesn't fit as well as the original head unit. So be careful if that bothers you. Other than that, that's pretty much it. That's the unit. If you have any questions, if I've missed anything out, then definitely leave a comment down below and I'll try my best to help you out with that. You can also check out the Mazda 3 forums for help with these units. One thing I forgot to add, with the unit you get this Wi-Fi antenna, this GPS antenna, and this external microphone. Without the Wi-Fi antenna, you don't get very good Wi-Fi signal like with the previous EONON head unit, so I definitely recommend popping that in. The GPS unit, you're going to need that to use your maps. You don't need this microphone, as there is one built in to the unit just there, but if you install the microphone as well, they both work at the same time on calls, so you can get a passenger and the driver talking and both can be heard pretty well. Thanks for watching.